Chinese Daoism and the relativity of perception. What if reality isn't fixed, but ever-shifting, shaped by the way we perceive it? In Daoism, one of the great philosophical traditions of China, this idea forms a cornerstone of thought. The Daoist perspective on the relativity of perception invites us to question not just what we see, but how and why we see it the way we do. Rooted in the enigmatic and poetic writings of Laozi's Dao De Jing and Zhuangzi's whimsical parables, Daoism challenges our assumptions about the world and our place in it. The Daoists didn't just observe life, they sought to dissolve boundaries, revealing a dynamic, interconnected cosmos that defies fixed categories. So, how does this philosophy upend conventional ideas of reality? Let's dive in. The Tao, beyond words and form. At the heart of Daoist thought is the Tao, often translated as the way. But the Tao isn't a road, a god, or even a concept, it's the ineffable essence of the universe. Laozi opens the Dao De Jing with a paradoxical statement. The Tao that can be spoken of is not the eternal Tao. What does this mean? Simply put, the Tao is beyond human comprehension. It is the underlying unity behind all dualities, the source and flow of all that exists. But here's the twist, because our perceptions are limited and shaped by language, culture, and personal bias, we rarely experience the Tao as it truly is. Instead, we impose labels and judgments on the world, dividing it into opposites, good and bad, light and dark, self and other. To Daoists, these distinctions are illusions created by the mind. The Tao is not this or that, it simply is. Zhuangzi's butterfly dream, the illusion of certainty. If there's one story that encapsulates Daoist views on the relativity of perception, it's Zhuangzi's famous butterfly dream. Once, Zhuangzi dreamed he was a butterfly, joyfully fluttering about. He didn't know he was Zhuangzi. Suddenly, he awoke, and there he was, unmistakably Zhuangzi. But he didn't know if he was Zhuangzi who had dreamed he was a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming he was Zhuangzi. This short, whimsical tale carries profound implications. How do we know that our waking life is more real than our dreams? Is there an objective reality, or is everything filtered through perception? Zhuangzi suggests that what we take for reality might just be one of many perspectives, each as valid, or as illusory, as the other. Wu Wei, the art of effortless alignment. Central to Daoist practice is the concept of Wu Wei, often translated as non-action or effortless action. But Wu Wei doesn't mean doing nothing, it means acting in harmony with the natural flow of the Tao, without forcing or resisting. Think of water flowing around a rock. It doesn't fight the obstacle, it simply adapts, finding the path of least resistance. Similarly, Daoists believe that by letting go of rigid perceptions and aligning with the Tao, we can navigate life with ease and spontaneity. This idea has profound implications for how we perceive challenges. What seems like a problem from one perspective may, when viewed from another angle, be an opportunity, or no problem at all. By cultivating a flexible, open mind, we can see beyond the limits of our conditioned perceptions. The relativity of opposites. One of the most striking aspects of Daoism is its embrace of paradox. The yin-yang symbol, perhaps the most iconic image associated with Chinese philosophy, illustrates this beautifully. Yin and Yang represent opposing forces, dark and light, passive and active, but they are not separate. Each contains a seed of the other, and together they form a dynamic whole. In perception, this means that what we see as opposites are often interdependent. For example, joy cannot exist without sorrow, strength is meaningless without weakness. Zhuangzi illustrates this relativity with humor and wit. A large tree that no carpenter wants survives the longest. The useless tree, perceived as valueless by carpenters, becomes valuable precisely because it escapes being cut down. This playful reversal challenges us to question how our judgments, useful versus useless, good versus bad, might obscure the broader reality. Daoism and nature, seeing through simplicity. For Daoists, nature is the ultimate teacher. Unlike humans, who impose artificial structures and rules, nature flows effortlessly with the Tao. A mountain does not try to be tall, a river does not try to flow downhill. They simply exist in harmony with their essence. By observing nature, Daoists learn to let go of fixed perceptions and embrace the fluidity of life. Zhuangzi famously said, "Heaven and earth are born together with me, and the 10,000 things and I are one." This statement reflects a profound sense of interconnectedness. If we perceive ourselves as separate from the world, we create division and conflict. But by recognizing our oneness with the Tao, we dissolve the illusion of separateness, seeing the world in its true, boundless form. Modern insights, Daoism meets psychology and science. Remarkably, Daoism's insights into perception find echoes in modern fields like psychology and quantum physics. Cognitive science, studies show that our perceptions are shaped by cognitive biases and mental filters, aligning with the Daoist idea that reality is subjective. Quantum mechanics, in the quantum world, the act of observation changes the state of particles, suggesting that perception and reality are deeply intertwined. These parallels highlight the timeless relevance of Daoist thought. By embracing the relativity of perception, we can approach life with greater humility, curiosity, and openness. Practical wisdom, living the Daoist way. What can we learn from Daoism in our daily lives? Here are some ways to apply its teachings. 1. Question your assumptions. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself if there's another way to see it. 2. Embrace flexibility, like water, adapt to changing circumstances without resistance. 3. Find unity in opposites, recognize that what seems like a contradiction may be part of a larger whole. 4. Spend time in nature, let the effortless harmony of the natural world inspire you. Perception as the gateway to reality. Daoism offers a profound yet playful lens through which to view the world. By questioning the certainty of our perceptions and embracing the fluidity of life, we can connect with the Tao, the ultimate reality that lies beyond words and form. So, the next time you find yourself clinging to a particular perspective, ask yourself, is this the whole picture, or just one side of the yin-yang? Reality, as the Daoists remind us, is always more than meets the eye.